Rebecca, it's great to finally have a chance to meet you. I'm assuming you're in Vancouver, and if so, how's the weather over there?
Oh, it's great. I'm actually in the Okanagan, surprisingly. I'm like a few hours
Oh,
away from Vancouver, so in a bit of a more sunny place, but the weather's amazing. I mean, it's in the morning, it's like 7 in the morning, and it's gorgeous. So, yeah, no complaints.
are you a woodsy kind of person, if I can use that term?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, I love being outdoors and I've tried to move so many times to Toronto and then every single time I get there and I spend more than 2 weeks there, I'm like, man, I miss the trees. I miss the ocean, so I end up coming right back to BC and going camping immediately. So, yes, I am quite woodsy.
You know, it's funny because when I was looking over your bio and looking over your Instagram and stuff like that, I my first thought was if there was ever a photo or an image of quote unquote Mother Nature, your picture would be it.
No way. Oh, that's so cool. That is actually very validating because I think I've been trying to work on like my branding and all that and I that feels very like authentic to me, but to hear somebody say that, that's very, very cool. Thank you.
Oh no, no, thank you because you bring so it's like you just bring up so much joy. I'm just curious, who won the guitar that you gave away? I think it was in April or
Yeah, oh, it was really cool. I did a Winnipeg Folk Festival Young Performers program last summer, and one of the
Mhm.
participants from there who I love and who played guitar at the festival won it. And she's based in Winnipeg and got it sent over to her and she couldn't believe it and it was a crazy giveaway. I can't believe how many people entered. I was starting to
Are
get a
you
bit
kidding?
overwhelmed. It was
No, what you're giving away was very cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, thanks to Yamaha for the opportunity. Shout out. Like it was so cool.
Absolutely. There are other things I want to get into, but let's get right into the fact of Honey Jam. Congratulations on being part of this again. How does it feel to be part of a very um this is a group of women who, when chosen, really does show that you are part of an elite group.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, I mean, I was already just so blessed and honored last year when I was part of the cohort for the first time. And then this year to be invited back for the anniversary, the 30th anniversary is just like, oh, it feels amazing. And like just the opportunity and just sort of, yeah, like the sisterhood and all of these connections that came from last year's event. And then now to be able to do this one, it just feels, honestly, I just feel very, very blessed. I feel very grateful for Ebony and just the whole program itself and just the concept and oh, I just feel amazing, honestly.
What has it done for you being part of it?
Oh, it's definitely given me community. I mean, I am based in BC, so it's been a little bit tricky to like be there in person and show up to these events, but when I was able to and just the people that I met through there, like some of the women there are still some of my absolute closest friends and like it's so cool too because it's such a big community. So now I find myself like in Toronto and I'll be talking to someone and then Honey Jam will come up and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was an alumni from 4 years ago. Oh yeah, I did it back then." Like it's just this really cool sort of community and like ecosystem that's been sort of nurtured and honestly it's yeah it's done a lot of like community sort of things as well as like professional development and like the opportunity that came from it and like being able to add it to my resume was so cool and a lot of people recognize Honey Jam so it's just been amazing like just so many pros like yeah it's been awesome.
And especially with this year, because not just because of the 30th anniversary, but also Ebony, Order of Canada. Whoa.
Psh, so well deserved. Like absolutely, like could see that coming from a mile away if I was able to even know that that was a thing. Like, of course, like this is so like she deserves all the recognition that she gets because it's not easy to put something on like this, specifically in Canada with like, just the arts sector here and just the fact that we're always fighting for more and more funding and all these things. And like Ebony is just such an ambitious driven person that just like would not give up. And it's so amazing. And yeah, so very, very well deserved for sure.
But let's talk a little bit about you because I know you have it written as was it folk, R&B, and jazz. But
Soul, yeah, soul R&B
yeah,
jazz, sort of,
yeah,
yeah.
but I look at it as I can I just call you Neon Soul because I feel like you were born in the wrong era and you should have been sort of like maybe 90s kind
Yeah,
of thing because
yeah,
that's what it sounds. more to me on that type of a groove that was going on back then. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always struggled with putting myself in like these sort of some like so-called like boxes or categories or genres, but I am so inspired by music from the 90s and like I have been trying to bring more jazz into my music because that was actually what I grew up on. My father's an amazing musician and like 24/7 we just had jazz playing in the house. Jazz and classical. And he's a musician, so he would play, his European folk songs. So there was so much sort of crossover, but my favorite was like the jazz, the music that makes you feel something. And I didn't even discover like 90s R&B until I was like early teens. Like I wasn't exposed to any of that growing up because my family's Ukrainian and so like and immigrated here when I was little. So just like absolutely, it wasn't until I started to dig. Like I started to dig and I was like, oh, this is cool. And so I definitely think I'm, sort of influenced by all these different little genres and all these different things. And so I feel like some could say folk, some could say neo soul. Like some songs that I write, I feel like can fit in all these different categories. And I've sort of been in this process of like just allowing myself to express and see what sort of comes out of it. And it's definitely a lot of like the neo soul sort of jazz, maybe folk, like this new song, Ego is quite folky. Like, so anyway, so many genres, but I do definitely see your point. I think that's very true.
We're going to get to that new single in a second, but I also want to talk about too, and excuse me, I would not be surprised if people heard you first and then saw you and said, "Damn, I thought you was black."
Yeah, I get that a lot, which is crazy. But I'm so in like just the music again, like it just goes back to like the genres that I'm inspired by. And like, I mean, I do get told that I'm an old soul a lot and all that.
Yeah.
And I think because I honestly, like, I felt this pressure to do the pop thing for a really long time when I was younger and just sort of the writing that I did. And then I was like, what is the music that I actually love to sing? What is the music that I respect so deeply? And it always goes back to like jazz, soul, blues. Like, it's these amazing genres that are all like from the African American community. So it's just, yeah, it's, I have so much like respect and just it's so cool. But I do get that a lot, which is quite funny.
Yeah, which makes you an honorary. So you're part of the group now. You can't get away from it. You're part of the group.
Yeah.
Lyrically though, what stories do you like to tell?
I feel like I'm a big thinker. I'm a big sort of thinker. I'm very emotional. And so a lot of the time, like all these songs are coming from this place of very, very authentic sort of emotion. And I've struggled writing like love songs. That's not really something that I have always found myself gravitating towards. It's a lot of like sort of interpersonal dynamics that are like in my own head, or I sing a lot about like mental health and all these things that I sort of deal with. Um, yeah, I feel like they can be quite complex when I try to explain it, but then it's funny because I'll listen to the lyrics of these songs that I've written and I'll be like, wow, it really was that simple all along. And people will connect to it and they'll be like, oh, well, this is exactly how I connect to it. And I'm like, you understand? Like, that's crazy.
But you come across as, I swear, the happiest person in the world. Like the world
Oh.
could probably blow up and somehow you'll be like, there's a really great song behind there that'll make people smile. Where does that energy come from?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I definitely try to be as optimistic as possible. I think a lot of it comes from my dad. My dad is a very happy sort of musician. And I like growing up, I saw the way my parents worked and respected the music industry so much and just tried to make it happen. And my dad would do all these shows, and I just saw the way that he would interact with like musicians and people and just how happy he was, doing the things he loves. And I honestly just think that it comes from maybe it's genetic, but I honestly feel as though I just love what I do so much and it brings me so much joy. And like when I'm on stage, when I'm singing afterwards, like it's just this high that I'm just like I am living the life that I want. I feel so authentically like in alignment with what I want to be doing. So there's no reason to be unhappy. I am quite emotional though in there. I cry a lot. Like I don't get angry very often, but I get sad and I brood a lot and I get sort of moody and sad, but I try to be as happy and positive because I think there's too many things going on in the world And if we just carry this negativity, you're just going to get dragged down way too fast. So I
My
try to have a
goodness.
sunny disposition and
It sounds like something Mother Nature would say. I'm dead serious when I say that. You got a
Wow.
new single out. Let's make this part official. What's the name of the new single? I know you mentioned it before, but I always like to make it official. What's the name of the new single and how does it represent you at this point in your career?
Yeah, so the song's called Ego, and it's simply just ego. There's nothing else added to it because it really is just about that sort of, just about your ego. And it all came to me one night. It was one of those like, oh, it all just downloaded and came to me in one sitting. It really did. It was like this crazy sort of moment. And it was all these feelings around the time when last year when things were working well in the career, like I was sort of getting these yeses after so many no's. And then I sort of had this moment where I needed to like check myself. I was like, okay, yeah, all these amazing things are happening, but you've worked really hard for these things, but also let's make sure our ego's in check. So it just kind of came out, and I sort of had this like moment of reflection where I sang about, the chorus goes, got way too much ego. I. And it's just this like, okay, like we get it. You've been doing this your whole life, but and things are coming the way they need to come to you, but let's take a step back and sort of just enjoy the journey and not sort of rush the process and like want the next thing. And I think I've struggled a lot with that because I have been doing this forever. So there's almost this like, oh, well, of course things are happening. This sort of attitude that I honestly have been really trying to battle with and understand that I think that's very human. It's that ego being like, well, of course, these good things are happening. I deserve it. But then also like, okay, yes, but like you gotta be grateful and just sort of humble and take your time and really just enjoy and soak it up. So that's sort of a long-winded response of what ego is, but that's that's the song.
Amen to that. And I know there's an EP that's supposed to be following soon. Hopefully.
Potentially, yes. It's sort of, I'm writing an album actually. It's a debut
Oh,
album.
okay.
Yeah, so it's in the works right now. I keep sort of pushing it back. I've definitely rushed the process in the past. So this time I'm really just trying to write, give it the space and the time that it needs. And then, yes, it will be eventually on all the streaming platforms, but released as singles and sort of the whole marketing way of doing it. But yeah.
Gotcha. Now, of course, you're going to be part of Honey Jam this year. What's your performance going to be like?
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to be singing I Put a Spell on You. Very inspired by like the Nina Simone version. That was a big inspiration for myself growing up. And so yeah, I'm really excited. It's a big song. It's very sexy. It's just I feel like it embodies everything like a strong woman can embody. So I'm really excited to sing that song. I'm always singing my own original, so it's fun to sort of flip and get into sort of a character and be able to sing a song that I love. I'm really excited. And it's at Massey Hall, so it's like, what?
There you go. One of the most iconic venues around the world. Congratulations on all your success. I'm going to be there for the show, so looking forward to seeing your performance, and hopefully we can get together and snap a pic together too. So
That'd be
looking forward to
awesome.
that. And
Yeah.
let's keep in touch. Congrats on the new music and everything else,
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to hearing and seeing your performance.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Rudy. I appreciate it.